Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Goosebumps Bride of the Living Dummy. I believe this is the third televised of the Slappy Night of the Living Dummy, but it should be the fourth book-wise because they never show Night of the Living Dummy on TV for some strange, bizarre reason. And the events that happened in the second Night of the Living Dummy 2 or 3 or whatever, Slappy's fine, face is fine, everything. The crack is gone and all that other stuff. So, Bride of the Living Dummy, which is, of course, an homage to that Bride of Chucky. And so, we see this guy, this older guy, he's going through trash and he's looking for something. We see lightning in the air. It's spooky at night. And then he sees this trunk and he opens it up and he sees Slappy's card and he reads the incarnation. So of course, we all know what's going to happen after that. Now, Slappy is my all-time favorite when it comes to Goosebumps monsters and stuff. The dude is awesome. And so this appearance of Slappy is completely different from that of the book and that of the live action movie. I actually prefer this look better. Maybe because I grew up with it. Maybe, I don't know. But he looks more sinister. And the other one, he just looks like a regular dummy person. But this one, he looks terrifying. And so this episode is actually more creepier than Night of the Living Dummy 2. And so the older guy who was in the trash and stuff, he is a ventriloquist named the Amazing Jimmy. And so there's a family watching him. And in the road is a little girl named Katie. And she has a giant doll named Mary Ellen. A beautiful porcelain doll and stuff with blonde curly hair. And so the Amazing Jimmy's doing his trick. Slappy's helping him out, insulting the audience like he does. And then all of a sudden, Chucky just stares at Mary Ellen. And Mary Ellen is just staring at him back and everything. And so at some point in time, that family, the oldest sister, her name is Jillian. And so what is it? So Katie tells her that Mary Ellen wants to go see Slappy. And so Jillian is getting annoyed because she's tired of her sister and her doll. And because Katie thinks Mary Ellen's alive, Jillian does not. So Katie is telling her sister Jillian, and I think their friend Harrison, or might be their brother, but for now let's just say friend, that Mary Ellen the doll wants to see Slappy. She thinks he's cute and all this other stuff. Of course, Jillian and Harrison don't believe her. Then when Katie turns around, Mary Ellen is gone, and Katie is terrified. And I mean, she is terrified. She's all she has to find Mary Ellen, because if she doesn't, she's gonna hurt me and the family, because she doesn't like to be by herself and something like that. And Jillian just thinks she's being stupid, but then Katie takes off running. So Jillian tries looking for her, but she can't find her. Then when she's down below, she overhears the Amazing Jimmy talking to someone. He's talking to Slappy, the Amazing Jimmy. He's pissed and he's tired of Slappy. He's tired of Slappy making him say mean things and all this other stuff. And he's tired of being treated like a slave. And Slappy tells him point and blank, "You are my slave and you're going to continue to do what I want you to do." And blah, blah, stuff like that. So Jillian just walks in uninvited. And she thinks the Amazing Jimmy is just doing an act and everything, because she wants to know who he's talking to, and Jimmy's just I'm just doing an act and everything. So he thinks she wants an autograph. She's like, "No, I'm looking for my little sister," and crap like that. And then Slappy just has a weird look on his face and stuff, because when he hears that she's looking for her doll. And so anyway, they have a conversation, then she heard me get out there and leave. And then the next day, Jillian gets a package. it's Slappy in the mail with a letter from the Amazing Jimmy talking about how I saw you iron my doll, and it's time for me to try like something new, and like I'm just gonna give them to you and stuff like that. Well, of course she doesn't want them, and Mary Ellen, when she sees Slappy's in the house, she just stares at him with this like just blank like starey look, and it's creepy and stuff. And so at some point in time, Jillian and Katie's mom wedding ring goes missing, and she thinks one of the girls took it, and they're like, we didn't take it. Of course, they don't know that it's Slappy. They have no idea he is alive. And like, what is it? When Jillian, I think Slappy does something. God, he did something to piss Jillian off, but she still thinks he's like a doll. Okay, now I remember. So Jillian doesn't want the doll sleeping in like their bedroom because she shares it with Katie. So she takes him down in the basement. This makes Mary Ellen mad and tells, every time Mary Ellen talks to like Katie, Katie holds her up to like her ear, and Mary Ellen, man, I can't talk. Mary Ellen whispers in her ear, but you don't never see her mouth move and stuff. And she just tells Katie everything she wants, telling her that she doesn't want Slappy sleeping down in the basement. She wants Slappy next to her, and she wants this and she wants that. And Jillian's just like, you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of you, and I'm sick and tired of that doll and everything. So she leaves Slappy down there, but then Slappy bites Jillian's hand, and then that what causes her to like get pissed at him. So like they leave him down in the basement, and then the next morning when they wake up, they see Slappy on the nightstand next to a mirror, and written in the mirror is in red lipstick talking about "I want my bride." This freaks out both girls, and Mary Ellen is just like looking and everything. So like when they're cleaning up, Jillian is mad at Kay, talking about why'd you write down on the mirror. She's like, I didn't do it. And Mary Ellen says she didn't do it either, because Mary Ellen says that Slappy doesn't like being in the basement. And so this pisses Jillian off more. So she goes to the Amazing Jimmy with the trunk, and she tells him, I'm giving you back your dummy. He's all like, I don't want this thing no more. But then she looks around his place and she sees the rest of his ventriloquist dummies are broken. She asks what happened, and he tells her straight up, Slappy did it. Slappy don't like competition and everything. And she's all like, there ain't no such thing as a ventriloquist dummy coming to life. And he tells her, oh, but it is. And Slappy's like an evil doll, and he made me write that letter to you because he wants that doll or something like that. She's still not really believing it, but kind of is. And so this is one thing that's interesting. In the very first, the second Night of the Living Dummy, if you read Slappy's card, he's kind of like bonded to you and stuff. So Jimmy read it, but the girls didn't. So, whatever. And so when she gives him the trunk back and open it, Slappy is not in it. She put him in it when she was at the house, but inside the trunk is now their dog. So she's kind of like, crap, if he's not here, then he must be at the house. And now she does believe he's alive. Cause how could the dog get in there when she put the dummy in there? So she's halfway across town. She's racing back home to get like a cab back home. And so Harrison is babysitting Katie, and he's watching a scary movie. Katie, her eyes closed, and talking about how Mary Ellen doesn't like these movies, stuff like that. Anyway, he goes to use the restroom. He ate way too much. And then this is when all the crazy stuff happens. Slappy is now just like, you know what? It's time for me to start revealing myself. And he locks Harrison in the bathroom. And it freaks out Katie. And so she's in her room with Mary Ellen. But then in comes like Jillian. She's like, we have to get out of here and stuff like that. And so Slappy is just making himself as alive as possible, standing up, talking about how he wants his bride and stuff like that. The girls are freaked. They're running. No matter where they go, here he is. Like he's constantly around and talking about how he wants his bride and all this other crap. And so they run down in the basement. and they're there with Mary Ellen, and Slappy is now like outside trying to get in through like a window and stuff. And at some point, um, Mary Ellen talks to like Katie in her ear, and then Katie's all like, Mary Ellen wants Slappy and blah blah blah, and she's in love with him, and she's talking about how Mary Ellen's alive, and if she doesn't get what she wants, she'll hurt you and the family. And Jillian's still, for some reason, not believing that Mary Ellen's alive until Mary Ellen opens her mouth and talk. And Mary Ellen is twisted. She is twisted in the head, and like she let Slappy in. And then he's all like, I want my bride. And he has the wedding ring of the mom. And Mary Ellen's like, oh, it's lovely. I can't wait to put it on. He's like, I don't want you. I did not see this twist coming at all. I assumed he wanted Mary Ellen. He wants Katie. This pisses off Mary Ellen. She is jealous. Her and Slappy, they fight. He's all like, hey, toots, y'all can share me. There's plenty of me to go around. So they're constantly fighting. And the way they made the two dolls fight looks so realistic. I just don't like the phasing in and out of the slow motion. So they're on the dad's bandsaw. Jillian turns it on. They get chopped up into little pieces. But then their green spirits come from the out of the dolls and fly around the house. When the parents come back, they free Harrison from the restroom. Slappy is now in Harrison's body. It is one of the creepiest visuals I have ever seen on this show. The dude's eyes are beyond bugged out. It is creepy. This is such a good episode. But yeah, this is the fourth in the Night of the Living Dummy. It's such a good episode. There's a couple of differences between like the show and the book, like always. Jimmy is around his 20s in the book. Instead of Katie wanting to be Slappy, or instead of Slappy wanting Katie to be the bride, he wants Jillian. Instead of Harrison getting possessed by Slappy's spirit, it's Jillian. Also, the kids, for some reason, do some kind of like clown skit in the book, which is just kind of weird, but whatever. Slappy like smacks, and Jillian tells her it's a love tap in the book. The kids find Slappy in the trash, but in the show, Jimmy sends it to like Jillian. Let's see. Oh, they have Petey the lizard, but instead they have a dog in the show. The way that Jimmy finds Slappy is completely different in the book. And Jed, they had, oh no, that's the thinking myself for the other one. I think that's about, at some point in time in the books, Slappy is put to sleep, but in the show he's completely alive the entire time. And I think that's about it. They have a sister named Amanda who's older, but she's out. Also, Katie is a brat in the book. Now, wasn't that spooky? Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.